1905 was a big year for football and for football helmets.
So this one uh, comes from their 1925 team, and uh, they ended up, back in the day, you had leather helmets, and I think the 25 team was, one of the first where they had, I think everybody's familiar with them, but leather helmets for quite a while had kind of cross-hatched straps covering the crown. And so what they did was the helmet was black with the exception of the straps, which were painted gold. And, the reason I called it the passing fancy is that when the first time anyone painted helmets, as far as we know, was Carlisle in 1906, and they painted their helmets red so that they were one of the first teams to use the forward pass to any great extent. And their coach figured it would be easier to see eligible receivers downfield if their helmet was painted a different color than everybody else's. So that was the original reason helmets got painted, was to be able to find your pass receivers. What Iowa did that just, so they went ahead and they painted their helmets, which is no big deal. But then somebody or some combination of professors in their psych department published a story saying that they had determined that the way that Iowa painted their helmet was psychologically perfect. Now, back in the day when I was in grad school, I used to teach psych methods at
Hmm.
the university I was at. And so I've got some sense of how studies get conducted, and but how anyone would determine in 1925 that a helmet pattern was psychologically perfect is beyond me.
Maybe they were sniffing a little bit too much of the lead paint fumes or something back then.
But yeah, so that was kind of the story, and it actually makes no sense. But it's one of those things that whoever was their public relations person heard about these, a psychologist saying, "Hey, we've got the perfect helmet," and so you write up a story or whatever, and it hits the press, and so then start people across the country
Hmm.
learn that Iowa has the perfect helmet.
Oh,
So
jeez.